Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Monday digital edition of Intentional Talk presented to you by Toro. It's Millar, it's Rose, and it's Millar's former teammate, the two-time World Series champion, the three-time All-Star, Josh Beckett, who, hard to believe, you just turned 40 a few days ago. And tell everybody how you celebrated.
We may have overindulged a little bit. I feel, people ask me now, do you feel older? And I do, because of the weekend that I spent with Black and Millar on the lake in Austin.
Yeah. So the last time you were on, you told us that Millar was the cheapest teammate you ever had. You guys did go out to dinner there in Texas. Of course, restaurants are open in that state. So who picked up the tab?
I did. And then Jim Hawk wouldn't let me, and he rolled my credit card up with a bunch of cash. So I guess you could say Hawk paid for it. Jim Hawk paid for it.
Millar, you let Beckett reach for the check on his 40th birthday?
I kind of did it on my own, though. He doesn't deserve much blame for this. The lady was walking by. I just handed her my credit card. I mean, we're staying at his house, using his gas for his boat.
Birthday.
I know, but I'm not thinking about that. I'm just like, hey, I don't want to be a freeloader.
Hey, no, what happened
Kevin don't mind that.
Hey, I just text Clay. I said, hey, bro, let's get this tab. And just as I text him, 30 seconds later, Beckett gives the long arm to the thing, and I go to grab her card. Well, you can't get close these days, Chris. We're social distancing, right?
Oh, no, she got mad at you.
She got mad at me. She says, please don't touch me. I'm like, wow, this is weird. I can't fight over the bill anymore. So Jim thought he gave the credit card earlier, charged Josh's credit card, gives Josh's credit card to Jim Hawk, thinking that he's Josh Beckett, signs it. So Jim's like, no! So then he gives Josh, so the credit card got charged to Josh's, but then he gave the cash to Josh. It was confusing, and we ended up at the garage and karaoke all night, Chris, and that's why we look like we're 55 to 70.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's been a rough last couple days for me, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take you in the Wayback Machine, if you don't mind, to almost half a lifetime ago. Your major league debut with the Marlins, September 4th of 2001. Somebody else on this call was also in the starting lineup that day. What do you remember most about facing the Cubs?
I think Kevin hit a grand slam that day.
What?
Am I wrong about that?
You did hit a homer off of John Lieber.
Did I really?
Was it a grand slam? Wasn't it a grand slam?
I don't know.
I think it was a grand slam.
But that's what you remember? You pitched 6 shutout innings. You gave up 1 hit.
Yeah, but you know me. I wasn't ever worried about me. I was worried about these other guys. And I needed some run support that day. I mean, it is. You go in there. I remember Ryan Dempster before the game coming up to me and telling me, and I use this line a lot with younger guys as my career went on. He came up to me, and nothing could calm me down that day. I was just like, it's just a different deal. I mean, here I am fixing to pitch my first major league game. I've been watching Major League Baseball for 20 years, and you're just nervous because you just don't know, the anxiety of not knowing. And Dempster comes up and he says, hey, a well-executed pitch. I came from Double-A, and Double-A still a well-executed pitch. It just kind of calmed my nerves a little bit. I think that was probably my most memorable thing about that, was just how much anxiety I had. And then to have, a veteran guy, which, I mean, at that time, I think Dempster might have been 26. So, but we didn't have any old guys on the team then. I mean, it was just all young guys. And,
Josh,
yeah.
Do you want us to take this picture of you and frame it and send it to your room?
Yeah, look at that.
See,
I don't think I need that one. That's on baseball cards and stuff, though. Yeah, I look back at that. I'm like, what a kid I was, huh?
Hey, real quick, in that 2003 World Series, that Game 6, how was your stuff that night?
In 2003? Oh, I always say this. Anybody could have pitched with my that night. Anybody. Even if you'd have given Millar my that night, he could have pitched.
So, Josh, I am curious. You shoved against the Yankees in 2003. Then you get traded to Boston. And from what I hear, Boston and New York fans don't really get along really well. When you would walk through the streets of New York, whether it was as a Red Sox or later on as a Dodger when you were facing the Mets, did people ever stop you and still, try and take verbal pot shots at you for just, taking it to
You know, you always get that from most of the Yankee fans, and then it ends up with, it just, you broke my heart or whatever in '03. But, no, I don't really feel like I got recognized a whole lot in New York. I guess later on with there was like a group of people that would hang out outside the hotel and try to get people to sign cards and baseballs and stuff like that. So those guys would recognize you right when you walk out of the hotel. But as far as going to dinner or something, I mean, I never had any bad run-ins in New York. I still don't know that I would want to live there, but I liked visiting there.
He's got such a great personality too, Chris. They probably loved him. You know what I'm saying? He's got a great soundbite when he played. Josh is the one player that got way nicer when he was done playing. Like now he's just like a super happy, old soul, signs. Come on, Kevin, don't be so rude. I'm sitting here. I was the nice guy when I played, and now I've taken on the Josh Beckett role when he was an active player as not such a nice guy anymore, Chris.
Is that accurate?
You said it.
Okay. Josh, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your week-long celebration of your birthday, where are we in the Beckett compound?
This is my man cave, game room. Got a bunch of so I went to – that is a red stag I shot in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
We got –
how much is that deer?
From the ranch. I don't know. I got to get where I can see. So – yeah, we got some more over here.
Okay.
This is the deer I killed last year. You can see that? You see it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're probably done looking at that now. You guys got other people than just Texans that watch y'all's show, I'm assuming.
How is Kevin to take on a deer hunting expedition?
Yeah, he actually likes to go out and do. He just doesn't want to actually get up and hunt. Like he's the guy that goes, hangs out with us, does that whole thing, and then when it's time to go to the deer blind, Mr. Disappeary.
Yeah. Let's be honest, Chris. My new calling now is karaoke DJing / that singing with about 7 words per song.
Mm-hmm. Is it true the reason you don't invite him into the deer blind is because you have to be quiet for more than 8 minutes?
Yeah, here's a great story about him. One time, he might or might not have had a little money on a Dallas Cowboy game. And so at my ranch, I have guides that take you out and just kind of do some of that stuff for you. Well, the guy that was sitting with him said that all Kevin did, he said he didn't want to shoot a deer, nothing. He just wanted to watch that Cowboy game and like literally had his iPad in the blind with him watching the Cowboy game.
I think you were doing that game, Chris.
No, I was usually the 7th crew at Fox. I was not permitted to call Cowboy games.
You had the Lions-Titans game in Detroit.
I had back in the day, pre-Cam Newton, I had a lot of Panthers and Buccaneers games.
Yeah.
Question about it. So there you go.
Well, the Buccaneers was going to be different now.
Yeah. That's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman going to be calling a lot of those games. I'm going to get a lot of 7th crews to touch down and check them out. Josh, it was great catching up with you. I can't believe you're 40 years old. And thanks for hanging out with us a few minutes today. We appreciate it.
I feel 55 today, though. I'm not going to lie. It was a long weekend.
That was yesterday.
Not a lot of sleep.
You look better now. Yesterday, I was a little worried about you. I almost called ER.
I think Osley was a little worried about me too. He goes, "You're looking a little pale."
Well, don't worry. The color should return to your cheeks over the next 48 to 72 hours. Tell your family hi. Please continue to stay safe. Happy 40th birthday, and we will see everybody on Wednesday's edition of IT presented to you by Toro.